Hey, welcome back everybody. Today is a free tip Friday, even though I don't do this every Friday. Okay, so set you up. I'm in Blender. It's a kind of a Blender tip slash Microsoft's Flight Simulator scenery development tip, whatever. Some of you might know this, some of you might not. But we are talking about transformation orientation. So, to set you up, I am currently working on a terminal building for Flight Simulator 2020. Okay, and I'm working on this curved wall, and this curved wall has windows in it. Now, I have go to Wireframe here real quick. I have a set of polygons, and I've selected some polygons to be windows. Okay, and each window has a frame. So zoom in. We got a frame around the window, and then we have a pane of glass. All right. Now the thing is, um, on the window frames, they were 2D to begin with. Then I applied a solidify modifier to it and gave it a thickness of uh, point, 0.25 feet, okay, or about 4 inches. All right. Actually, that would be 0.33 would be 4. But anyway, I made this about 3 inches thick, okay, quarter of a foot. All right. Now, after I did that, my normals were facing toward me, so it did the solidify into the building, which is what I wanted. However, if you notice that the pane of glass sits at the front edge, it's where the polygon began, right? But in the real world, on this particular building, the window pane is halfway into the frame. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to change your axis to be corresponding to a face that you're working on. All right, so let's go back into this mode here. All right, so if you look right up here where it says global, it might say local depending on how you already have it set. But this is the transformation orientation menu. All right, and it's set at global. If I left it at global, we know that global, since I'm working in 3D. Okay, these buildings have a Z height or a Z height. Okay, so the height of the building is on the Z axis, and then we have the Y axis, which is the screen line here, and the X axis is perpendicular to that, right? Okay, so that's the global environment. We're looking down on this building. Okay, now I'm working with this face, and I need to orient, I want to orient the axis to that face of this window so I can move it correctly. Okay, I want to inset that pane of glass. So if I right now left it at global and I did a move Y, because Y is away from us, and I move that pane of glass, notice how if I move it back, it goes back and to the right. If I bring it out, it moves it out and to the left, right? Correct? All right. We don't want to do that because it does not align up with the frame of our window. Okay, so here's where you make this happen. So in edit mode, you select the polygon that you want to orient the axis with. Okay, then you come up to the transformation window or menu, and you hit this little plus, and it adds an item called face, because that means that it is oriented to the face that you have selected. All right, now you can actually come in and rename this, and you can have a whole bunch of different axes that you set up. So, like I could say this was glass window. All right, I can rename face to glass window or whatever I want. Okay, now the axis is based on this face, but the view axis is if this was if you were straight on this view, so the z-axis comes towards you. Okay, so here we're looking down on this particular window. All right, so to show you, if I move y, it will go up and down, just like a two-dimensional graph. Okay, the y-axis always goes up and down. All right, the the x-axis goes to the left. Whoops. The x-axis goes to the left and to the right, just like a normal graph coordinate system would be. All right, and the z comes out towards you. So if I move in the z, we go out and back. Okay, so that it changes it to a two-dimensional space in a way based on that face that we have selected. So now that I have the orientation of my axis to the window that I want to move, we're going to move this pane of glass back half the distance of our frame thickness. All right, so with that selected, I do a GZ, and I go minus 0.125, and it moves our pane of glass back in, it's in coordination with the frame of the window. Okay, so that pane of glass is moved in half the distance of the frame. Okay, so if you were wondering how to do this, it's using the transformation orientation menu, and how you do that is you select the polygon and you hit the plus, and it creates an item down here based on that, and you can work with your object based on that coordinate space, so to speak. Okay, so that was hopefully it was a helpful tip for you. If you feel inclined, please do subscribe to My Physical World YouTube and hit that bell for notifications on new videos. Please like and comment. Comments are great, not only for me with the algorithm, but if you do this a different way and you have a different technique, please go ahead and put it in the comments. I welcome that because I like to learn. All right. And if you also feel inclined, I do have a Patreon page and a Buy Me a Coffee account for My Physical World if you would like to help support my work that I do. All right. So anyway, that is your tip for this Friday, and I hope it helps, and we will see you on the next one.